Every year since 2009, at least one song has debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This is a weekly chart that's meant to represent the most consumed and popular music at any given time in the country. But with 8 debuts at #1 in 2020 alone, doubling the previous record of 4 set in both 1995 and tied again in 2018, what does this mean? Why the hell is this happening, and why are we so obsessed with chart placements? Welcome back to ARTV. My name is John. I'm going to answer that question and more in this video. If you enjoy what you see, then do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to go a step further, then follow me on Twitch if you want to see live streams of games and music listening parties, and outside of that, let's jump into it. Like I said, 8 songs have already debuted at #1 in 2020 as of September 1st, with all of the debuts coming between April and September. Those songs are Tussie Slide by Drake, The Scots by Travis Scott and Kid Cudi, Stuck With You by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, Rain On Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, Trolls by 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj, Cardigan by Taylor Swift, WAP by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion, and Dynamite by BTS. I don't think I would consider myself a chart freak, although I have a healthy interest in the topic. I've been following the charts off and on since 2005. It's always kind of fascinated me to see the turnover, but I have never seen anything like this, and having 8 debuts at #1 in a single year is absolute insanity. That doesn't even count the other #1 hits that have just been constantly turning over, and at this point, a #1 hit doesn't even guarantee that the song is actually going to be a lasting hit. Since the age of viral success began about a decade ago, we've seen platforms like YouTube, Vine, and now TikTok carry out massive trends that can come and go in the blink of an eye. For a split second, a song or an artist can get elevated to the spotlight, but holding on to that success is something else entirely, and that's when we get into the problem with the current ecosystem of fandoms and charting. Once you have that success and build up a massive fan base and have them pretty much willing to do anything and everything for you at the snap of a finger, it's not surprising that young fans have become obsessed with chart placement as if it somehow determines the quality of a song. Fighting among fandoms about chart placements and who has had the bigger or more lasting impact has become so commonplace on Twitter and other social medias that it starts to feel a bit like a schoolyard bully that says, hey, you might be smarter than me, but I'm bigger, so I'm gonna beat you up on the charts. Toxic bully behavior like this is so unacceptable, yet it's commonplace. It's literally anywhere you look online, as if the chart placement actually is representative of them in a way. These things like streaming parties have popped up to actually propel songs to #1, and with so many #1 debuts this year, it's hard to ignore the fact that fans purchasing multiple copies or having these streaming parties where they just loop a song over and over and over again on places like Spotify or Apple Music is actually affecting the quality of the charts. It's not actually indicative of the most popular song necessarily. It's about, hey, if we have a lot of dedicated fans that have a lot of time on their hands and a lot of money, then they're gonna purchase their way all the way up to #1. An artist releasing multiple versions of the same song is another way that I think a lot of people have tried to gain the charts. I saw a lot of this with the Old Town Road remixes. It all falls under the same umbrella, and they kept that song at #1 for so long because of all of the remixes, from BTS to Mason Ramsey to Billy Ray Cyrus. That song was great, but it also wouldn't have had the staying power it did had it not had all of the remixes, I don't think. And this year alone, we've already seen that from Taylor Swift to 6ix9ine to BTS, who the latter of those were arguably the biggest culprits with an absurd 6 different versions available to purchase or stream. Fortunately, Billboard has taken some steps to correct this manipulation with these tactics that include bundling in a 7-inch vinyl single or a physical CD of the track or even a t-shirt, something that at one point in time counted as a sale in its own right to help the song chart even higher. Now they only count the digital download that comes along with the purchase, and of course that's included in the merchandise that the artist is selling, but it still kind of leaves the door open for management to game the system, even if the physical product won't count for a sale until the customer receives it. All some of these artists, or better yet their management teams, seem to care about is getting that #1 single and having that bragging power online. The #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 in most cases at this point in time is not entirely representative of what's actually most popular in terms of overall consumption from the public. Chart placement does not equate to the quality of a song, unlike what the deluded fandoms would love to throw in your face, but it all circles back to the idea of playground bullies and saying, hey, well, this song debuted at #1, so it must be great, right? Wrong, of course. It disappoints me that nothing really feels natural anymore, like something just kind of works its way up the charts, because it gives you something to root for, and it's not to say that it never happens, but with so many #1s these days, it's always some sort of tactic behind the scenes, and even when I saw one of my favorites, Harry Styles, grab #1 with Watermelon Sugar, my excitement wore off when I realized it only happened due to a last-minute vinyl bundle from his team that boosted it all the way up the charts. It's not to say that it's necessarily scummy, because of course they're getting something and a lot of fans probably want that, but at the end of the day, it only really got there because of the digital downloads that came along with it that would not have happened most likely had it not been for that. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, at the end of the day, who do I blame for this? Who do I hold responsible? And yes, the artist, it does fall back on them because it's attached to their name, and in some cases, sure, I think the artist kind of eggs it on, but I blame the greedy labels and management more than I do the artist in a lot of cases. At the end of the day, sure, it falls back on them because it's their music and they're trying to sell it from every angle imaginable, but maybe it's in their contract that they have to promote it this way, or that they have to release multiple versions of the song. I've seen Nicki Minaj fans and others claim to spend thousands of dollars buying up singles just to try and get a #1. It's actual fucking insanity. It's delusional that anybody would care that much about charting. I want to reiterate that I do not blame any one singular artist for this trend. It's a collective group effort and the ship all goes down together. The artists do not need your money that badly. You don't need the CD single in the year of our Lord 2020. Buy it once on iTunes or Google Play if that's something that you normally do, or stream it as you normally would, and stop forcing yourself to love everything an artist puts out just because their name is attached to it. Unhealthy boundaries between the artist and their fandom lead to this, and yes, I blame social media for that overall, feeling like we have some sort of say in their lives, and now look at the mess we've made. With the album bombs still clogging the charts like your toilet after Taco Bell and the #1 debuts coming back to back to back, I don't know how much hope I have for the future of the charts, especially now that TikTok is a huge factor, but that's a story for a different day. What is your favorite #1 hit song of the year, and what do you guys think about the charts? I think that there have been some instances where a #1 debut can feel natural because it genuinely was the most consumed and buzzed about track that week, but some of these tactics, I mean, come on, they're questionable at best. Thanks for sticking with me all the way through this video. If you enjoyed the content, then please drop a like on the video, subscribe for the love of music if you happen to be new to my channel, and if you want to see a few different videos, including one that's very similar to this, then tap the links that you see on screen. All of my social media, including my Patreon, can be found down below. Thank you to my current patrons, Brandon, Seth, and Dayton, and other than that, I'll be back soon for more on ARTV.